Game number 1. We still find ourselves in Group A, everybody. The Eternal Conflict Season 1 continues here. We got the Gavlos Gremlins going up against the Enjoyers. And I actually think that they... No, they didn't screw up the sides. Okay, for just a second I was a little bit confused because we had some instances just recently where teams again swapped sides. We have a sub-player for the Enjoyers. Zugzy is actually playing for the Enjoyers, so that name should ring a bell, considering that he played in the previous tournament too. Now, since this is a best-of-3 series and we're going into Dragonshire, it will be interesting to see what we're getting as our next few maps. But Dragonshire is already a bit unorthodox as a starting map, at least. We don't get to see it all that often. Whitemane also banned. Okay. And, well, this is a tournament where we have 10 teams in total. We have 2 groups, A and B. And then the top teams out of each group move on to the playoffs. The teams play for 1,500 euros in prize money. And there are no draft restrictions. So, typical standard tournament that we currently have here. And we have a Vikings ban with Chromie locked in first for Nano. Now, Nano obviously known for his Hanzo and for his Chromie performance. Chromie is probably the most banned hero against him. But as so often, you can't ban it all out. There are some heroes that are going to make it to the draft no matter what. And most players have 2 or 3 heroes that they're really known for. So every single time I hear somebody's like, oh my god, they let this guy have that hero. It's a bit silly because, again, you can't ban it all. We have only 3 bans on each side, so that's all there is. But we got Rhaegar and we got the Haka. So already some global action for the Enjoyers. And with Gamer Boy on Rhaegar, it's of course time to help out with some of the mercenary camps and the lightning shield. And then to drop that quick ancestral once that you need it. We would have loved the Vikings game here. We talked in, I think, the previous series? We talked about that there should be heroes that are unbannable. Cho'Gall would be a good one. Abathar. Vikings. All of those should be absolutely unbannable. Now we get Johanna and we have Hogger. Final bans as they're coming in. Hogger can just pog around a little bit. It seems like our top lane is already established too. So we have no Blaze pick, which is actually interesting. All things considered. He could also have gone for Urel, I suppose. But they went the Haka and they went Hogger here. Blaze not making an appearance is interesting. But Anduin gets banned. Oh, and since this is game number 1, I should again highlight still the old patch. I will call it out when the new patch was officially released, when it's fresh from the PTR server, and we have the first tournament games on the new patch. But right now we're still talking about the typical patch that we had the entire time here. So the janitor apparently has been a little bit busy and wasn't able to roll that out quickly enough for the tournament, but it will drop at some point during all of this. So right now we have the Nubarok banned out, the Crybaby got the ban hammer as well, and since we still need a front line and some range damage for the Enjoyers, we get Varian. Okay, so Taunt is in, that means burst damage is very highly likely going to follow up next, and we get Zugzy with Li Ming. Okay, so yeah, that is already quite nice. You get that Taunt out, you can get maybe a follow-up from Rhaegar with his Totem, and then bam, Li Ming looking for that reset and trying to lock that in. Whereas over on the left, Samuro, nice, the Monkey King, okay. Samuro's in the house, and we get Uther. Big Samuro fan right here. Triple front line for them, therefore. The mage battle between Chromie and Li Ming. And the only question remaining is whether or not the Enjoyers are going to react to what we just saw here. Are they going to go for the triple front line themselves, or are we having a second range damage dealer added next to Li Ming for game number 1? The red team, only Arian still has to pick here. And, well, weapon of choice is Zeratul. Off we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, Dragonshire, map number 1 in the best of 3 series. Let's go. Gavlo's Gremlins on the left in blue with Gavlo, the man himself, on Hogger. We got Nano on his key hero, Chromie. Sadath is playing Samuro. We got Banana H on Uther. And Simply is playing Johanna. As over on the right side of the map, the Enjoyers are starting things off with Arian on Zeratul. We got Briss on the Haka. Gamer Boy on Rhaegar. Ziomek on Varian. And Zugzy is playing Li Ming. Apparently, Gavlo's team lost one of their players for a hot minute. but everything has now been resolved, so we're back. Ooh, the yellow snowflake. Nah, Banana Age. For years I've been telling him that you never really want to deal with yellow snow. It's a huge mistake. Definitely don't lick it or eat it or drink it or whatever you do with it. Riding on it, I don't really think so. So, yeah. Chromie is already added. Shut up. It's a little bit kinky, but she likes it, so there's that. Now, we got Zeratul for the red team, and this is honestly where I want to see some sick plays from Arian. This is the big one that we need there. Get Arian, you know, on a Zeratul and him... Oh, Cleave build, actually. Alright. Are we going to get some hybrid with Might of the Nerazim on level 10, or is this really going to be a Void Prison build by him? That's the interesting question right now. Because he is going to get a lot of wave clear with this, which is going to help them as he rotates between the lanes. The individual single target damage is going to suffer slightly. But he could still go for Might of the Nerazim hybrid. But there's the kill on Varian. So the Gremlins take down the tank on the red team side and lock in first blood. Kind of laubered a little bit there. That was all before the 1 minute mark even passed. So the Enjoyers already getting a little bit rolled here. I'm kind of happy to see Zaxi here. So that's already pretty cool. Subbing in for the team, as I said earlier, so the Enjoyers, they don't have their full lineup ready right now. But yeah, able to play with a sub, and so far so good. I mean, it's always the thing. Tournaments usually last several weeks, and sometimes you just can't get the entire lineup in. So as long as you call it early and announce that you're playing with a sub player, you're usually totally fine. Nice damage in the middle, by the way. Only one team going for that camp still, and that leads to a tower being destroyed. And also a Dragonite! Yep, that's Dragonite number 1. Before the 2 minute mark. Round of applause here. Nicely done. Was a bit of a sneaky pick, but they got it. So the Gremlins with the first Dragonite. That thing, of course, hits like a wet noodle and is out DPS by the lane minions, essentially. But what you can definitely do with it is get that Dragon's Breath going. The secret is to never brush your teeth. So if you never really brush your teeth and you know, you just like eat all kinds of stuff, then your breath is going to hurt as much as the Dragon's Breath here for sure. And you can see that this thing is wreaking absolute havoc. So if you ever find yourself in the Nexus, this is an easy trick to boost your damage a little bit. Just let the toothpaste and toothbrush go and you will reign supreme. They've done good damage with it though. Not only did the Dragonite in the middle sustain himself long enough, even this early on where he's still pretty weak and just play around the Dragon's Breath, but they also then attacked at the bottom of the map and opened the wall up too. So it's a solid structurally that we now have for the Gremlins. So nicely done. We have topside Samuro still sitting there. In this case, rending Cleave on 4. Down at the bottom of the map, the red team, after they suffered some structure... Ooh, that's a problem. I was just about to say, after they suffered structural damage, they decided to go down to the bot lane and get themselves a camp. In and of itself, not bad. The problem is that Gavlo's Gremlins decided that it was time to push the middle a bit more aggressively, and that nearly destroyed the first fort of the game. So, very nice for the blue team. Not so very nice for their opponents, who are now trying to at least capitalize on that camp at the bottom of the map, and they kind of have to. Rhaegar nearly died here. Yeah, nearly was down. If Rhaegar was a dog, what kind of dog would he be? I mean, honestly, in some cases, when I have a Rhaegar on my team, he always feels like he's a little bit on the golden retriever side. But yeah, it's actually a kind of curious question. What kind of Rhaegar would it be? A Malamu, or what exactly? Would Rhaegar be in an ideal scenario? So, given how aggressive he is, maybe we can also get a Pitbull in there. Oh, Zeratul. We're not level 7 into Seeker in the dark. Haven't been able to get a kill yet, but yeah, they are pressuring this hard. They really want that fort now, and I don't blame them. If you can get a Catapult and passive experience advantage this early in the game, that would be pretty nice. Now, more camps are being taken. The blue team, it really feels like the game is going well for them. They're currently just rotating. They're going from camp to camp. They're making plays. They're kind of forcing the opponent to react to them. So it really looks like for the Gremlins, the game is going essentially as expected. And they're getting another objective here. Nope, Zeratul is still there. My bad. Didn't see him waiting in the wings here. But Arion is in some trouble if he needs to interrupt this too often. The fight over the bottom has already broken out. And so far, the blue team is still holding on there. Hoga is still trying to get the objective again. Zeratul says hello. Now needs to deal with the minion wave a bit too. Gavlo will be interrupted again. But the longer this lasts, the better for Hoga. And again, the bot lane needs to win this as well. The Dragonite has now been taken. Zeratul wasn't able to interrupt it. And this is, of course, the end of the fort in the middle of the map. Dragonite can play this very, very slow. Doesn't have to rush anything here. Gets the Dragon's Breath out, eliminates it. Doesn't take too much damage either. And can now slowly move towards the bottom of the map as Samuro is still doing work topside and tries to take the next fort out, or at least drop it low. Chrome eliminated though, but Varian will have to pay for that kill, for the audacity to take the Chromes out. The little gnome that was just waddling around, still pretending to be an actual dragon. It's sad. They're so delusional sometimes, but well. We have Void Prison. That was the big question the entire time, if he goes for some kind of hybrid, but no VP it is. Void Prison, and he gets used immediately. Okay, so here's the chance. Li Ming looking for a kill. Banana H, low. Rega gets kicked around. And the rest of the team is now slowly moving out. Ah, even the shockwave, and look at that. It leads to a kill on Zeratul. Nice. The Gremlins with kill number 3. That was pretty sexy, actually. Instead of them being the ones being chased and running into trouble, we see the exact opposite happen. Zeratul gets murdered, gets dropped, and yeah, nice. 12,000 damage for Li Ming. We got 17,000 for Samuro now. And over on the right side, camps get attacked, so they're trying to apply more pressure to the top lane, and it's going to shield you also a bit against Samuro, who's been doing okay here. The entire wall destroyed, so that one's gone. If you compare that with what's happened over on the left side, that wall is still fully standing. Samuro with 17,000 damage, Hoga with 16,000 damage, and just pressure, pressure, pressure at the bottom of the map. The Haka with the global, he can always help out down here if he needs to. But so far, for the Gremlins, things are going okay. Yeah, Hoga is able to get out. No chance to really land a taunt or anything here for Varian. So that's the next bad news. Down at the bot lane, we still have Chromie. Much alone. Varian trying to come in, but the cavalry is here right away. So, they are going to pressure for the bottom fort further. One fort is already taken out. That experience gain, the passive XP lead will help them. And then on top of that, we have also the potential drop of another fort at the bottom of the map, which would just extend that further. And Chromie can already fight from a distance, but we have that camp coming in. And they're gonna get damage here. Yep. Hoga is poking around a little bit. The thing is slowly losing hit points. Not too bad. Flank from the top as they're moving in. Samuro, not here. It's a 5 versus 4, but that fort is about to go down. The fort eliminated. That's 2 forts gone, and the experience increase is rising. And then not only does Punish get completed or subdue the quest on level 4, but Varian dies too. So now basically they have a stun for Joanna on level 4, and they're able to get another Dragonite. This is not a great game for the Enjoyers. The Gremlins are doing a pretty spectacular job so far. I mean, this is, so to say, in the group, the winner bracket semi-final. The first one has been taken by the Raccoons. That would be a very interesting final between the two, or match between the two of them. If the Gremlins continue to play the way that they do here and then face off against the Raccoons, that could be an incredible match. Jumping way too far ahead here, of course. I mean, we're still in game number 1, and even this one isn't done yet. But still an interesting thought. The Enjoyers are struggling. That much is clear. We have them with even talents, but not for that much longer. The first wall of the keep is already being opened up. Samuro is still sitting at the top and is hoping to take the last fort out. And you can take a look at the experience distribution to very quickly see that on the passive side, that's an extra 1,500 XP that the blue team got just simply because of the structures that they took out. So that makes a big difference. In addition to that, the difference in hero experience and in minion experience. And that's how that 1.5 level lead comes to pass between the two teams. All the way up at the top now. Samuro still relentlessly. Sadas just doing his thing here. Never really joining the team, just continuously applying the pressure and allowing the team also to easily make moves for the next objective whenever the Dragon Knight is up again. Zeomech gets attacked and sucked back in. Trying to make a move for Zagazir on Li Ming. And with level 16 in their hands now, there will be more aggression. On top of that, of course, we will see the next objective soon spawning. And this could also become a problem. They're already poking right here. They want to know exactly where the red team is. And I think maybe even invade this camp. I mean, 20 seconds is going to be up again. So if the red team is making a move for it, they could technically try and see if they can steal it away. So far not the case. Now Dehaka at the bottom of the map gets stunned and will get killed. No chance for him to get out there. So Dehaka gets ganked up upon and dies. That's kill number 5 now for the Gremlins. They might be ugly, but they are playing a very, very good game number 1. So, yeah, Gremlins working on that keep at the bot lane. And it's only Li Ming that's going to defend because everybody else seems to be trying to go for Samuro at the top. Who is obviously just despicable. Samuro is such an annoying character to play against. But there's nothing that they can do about it. That keep bot side is now taking damage. The Enjoyers are trying to stop that. Cleave build completed for Zeratul. But that is more than half the HP of the bottom keep already gone. And Zeratul is now moving in. Wants to go for Chromie. This is the follow-up because she goes for timeout. But he sets it up with the Void Prison. So they still have a chance here. VP, Dehaka with the lick, the taunt, the shockwave in the back. And Zeratul barely making it out. Uther is gone though. Uther is dead. So the Enjoyers with a kill. And they're not going to get another one here now. Uther is still ghosting around and is helping the team. Samuro has successfully destroyed the fort at the top lane. So this one is now gone as well. And they might even have a chance to go for another Dragon Knight. The question is just really if that four-man... I mean, if the four-man situation is too much of a problem for them, then maybe the Enjoyers can grab an objective. But I suppose they can delay this long enough for Uther to come back, especially considering that the top lane, they haven't even lost anything yet. Hogger is going for a mercenary camp in the meantime. And over here, yeah, the plays just continue. Simply... It's fine. Next attack is coming. And all the way up at the top. Dehaka, he was trying to get control. Couldn't because Samuro just shut him down. And Uther is now back in the game. 38,000 damage for Samuro, by the way. Top damage dealer. Yeah, the kill on Rega. Well done. Beautiful blessed shield and the perfect follow-up. Even Varian had no chance to walk away from this. That will guarantee them another Dragon Knight and at least a keep at the bottom of the map. I mean, at a minimum. They would, of course, like to get more. We are only 30 minutes into the game, though. With 13, 14 minutes now on the board, the question is that enough time with the death timers for the Gremlins to end the game? They look for more kills. And that bottom keep is gone. So, there's a chance here. That Dragon Knight is moving in. Samuro is now saying hello too. We still have Zeratul, who can use the VP to buy a bit time once the attack happens. And, well, that's where we are. Rega back in 2 seconds. Varian in 6. They're taking the shield down. The core is taking damage. The question is just how much. VP still used to delay. It's going to be used in a second or two. Arian is already a bit low. The core down to 60%, 50%. And Zeratul dies! Zeratul dies before he can use the Void Prison. That's game. The Gremlins with the victory on Dragonshire. They take game number 1. Nicely done. GG and well played.
We're going to head in game number 2 in a second. Guys, if you enjoy the content, if you like the coverage here, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. It really helps to spread the videos to people that were interested in Heroes of the Storm in the past and might rejoin the game. So spread the love a little bit, help to promote the games here, like and subscribe, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the series. Second map of the series, Towers of Doom.
The Gremlins have taken the lead, and Viking ban. They are a disappointment. They really are. Nobody allows the Vikings through. So, we're heading to towers. It's our second map. The Gremlins have taken the lead in the series, so a chance to get that 2-0 and send the loser into the losers bracket, where they themselves would advance. Enjoyers are going to try and bring that one back. I mean, they had a couple of moments in the previous game, but it was a bit sad at the end. I was just waiting for that Void Prison to hit the core to just stall for time a bit more, and then Zeratul just died. Now, to be fair, even if he hits the VP, I don't really think that he's going to change the outcome in that specific situation, but I haven't seen a core kill delay with the VP for such a long time that I would have really enjoyed it. So, that would be kind of nice. But yeah, for now we got Chromie as our first pick, and on the other side it's a Kidnap combo. Stitches and Medivh. We're going full Kidnap over here. Get that Gorge, get that Portal, and if you are on the red team, you're already sitting there and you're like, ugh, why us? Why me? Yeah, have fun with that. That's never fun to play into. But now that you know what's up, you have to, of course, try and play against it a little bit and draft accordingly. And one of the reasons why they're taking Malfurion here, I mean, Trace is another one. You get that overheal for Tracer, which is nice. But you also can shut down portals with roots very, very nicely. Can make things a little bit more difficult for the other team. So, yeah. A good Kidnap comp when they play it right, I like it. The only thing that I'm missing currently is, you know, Alexstrasza, so that Stitches can go for Hungry for more on level 1 and get just an enormous amount of stacks. It's highly unlikely that they're going to go for an Alexstrasza play here, but yeah. So, after Nubarak has now been banned out, which makes sense, again, once that Stitches goes for Gorge, you don't want Nubarak to drop a Cocoon on him and stop the play in its tracks. So that's the main reason why they banned Anub. Cassia then gets banned out on the other side, and what we still need for the Gremlins is a few more stuns, ideally, to take the target out whenever it comes out of Gorge. Could, of course, also play still with the Global. I mean, you can play Falstad with this. You can isolate the target even further with the Gust if you wanted to. There's no draft restrictions, so everything is up for grabs. They go for the Haka, and we have Anduin. So you can go even deeper with it. You can go Stitches, Gorge, Anduin, pull, then the portal from Medivh, and really create some distance. One of the main reasons is, of course, also that they're trying to combo that with Light Bomb, so that the Anduin stun connects nicely whenever the target comes out, and then they can just do whatever they want here. The question is just simply, what are we seeing as the range damage dealer for them? Typically, you would think of burst damage, maybe a mage here. Chen and Blaze on the other side, which means that... Is that Chen main tank? Am I seeing this right? So Blaze at the side lane, and Chen is going to try and jump after Stitches and then just keck all day, every day. Is that going to be the play here? Could be. We got our final pick now for Gavlo. And again, we need some burst, we need some damage to burn the target down, whichever one it is. And they go for Hanzo. Okay. Hanzo is in. Could still switch Nano around if they wanted to. Towers of Doom, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 2. Let's see if the Gremlins can win this one, or if the Enjoyers are going to force game 3 in this series. Gremlins in the lead, and starting on the left, we got, nice, Simply with Hungry for More on level 1 for Stitches. Banana H on Anduin, Gavlo on Hanzo. We got Nano on Medivh and Sadath on the Haka. Now there's a chance that Banana wanted to play Ana, but you have already seen that they sometimes ban Ana against Banana because Banana's Ana is pretty bananas. So that's just why we see so many Anas banned against Banana, but it is what it is. He went for Anduin in this case. On the right side we got the Enjoyers with Briss on Blaze. We got Zeomech on Chen, Gamerboy on Chromie, Arion is playing Tracer, and Zagzi on Malfurion. So, let the game begin. Let's see. What are we getting with hooks? I mean, the hooks landing would of course be neat already before we have Gorge, but that's when the real party starts. Until then, we can keep an eye out for stacks on Stitches level 1, but also on Medivh and poor Tracer. She is the first victim in the game. Got killed immediately. Tracer is gone. And that leads to more quick portal rotations from the blue team. The brawl in the middle, lost by the Enjoyers. And the more of these rotational plays and wave captures we see by the blue team, the better. Because that will give all the better for them. Because Stitches will get more and more globes. And they just have those portals coming out of nowhere consistently. So once again, going up against Tracer, Globe is already caught by Stitches, and he could very well end up with lots of HP as the game continues. And this is obviously only part of the equation. If you're playing Stitches in a lineup like this, any kind of movement speed that you get through your level 1 talent is also fantastic. By default, just picking the talent gives you 5% additional movement speed. So if you want to chase somebody down, if you run away, that's already nice. If you then get more and increase that to 10, 15, 20%, I mean, even better. So camps taken on each side. Everybody is going for some pumpkins. We got on the baseline for Medivh 11 stacks already. Banana H on the Plepors. They go for Malfurion, who drops the root quickly. But, yeah, Malf was already a bit scared. And I was too. Didn't even think that hook would necessarily connect. But it did. Oh, the poor pumpkins. Mid-charge eliminated. And then it's just like a sad slide on the ground that they perform. This could have been so much more spectacular for them. They already got excited. Let the voice line out and everything. And then they just die. And do nothing. Die with a whimper. So, 7 stacks for Stitches. 20 for Medivh. At least up here we have a few pumpkins connecting. And the rotation continues. And Stitches is going to be pretty happy with how things are going. Fully enjoying that a lot. So they can get another globe down here. It's and another quick hit for against Malfurion. Body blocking and the kill. Malfurion is gone. Second kill for the Gremlins. I really like the way that they're doing this currently. The rotational plays with the portals is great. They get a lot of stacks for Stitches. Medivh is doing well stacking, the body blocks that are coming, and so the early game for the Gremlins is a strong one. They're definitely doing a great job in these first few minutes of the game. If they can control that until the late game, different story. By now we have at the top at least a bit of a fight for this one. Chen goes down, so Chen gets eliminated too, while they're still fighting for control here. But that's a trade, a 1-for-1 trade, and with a lick they're buying enough time for Medivh to get the next channel through. So that's 2-for-1 trade in favor of the Gremlins. And another hook, slow, and they get the kill on Chromie as well. And instantly make a play for Malfurion as Tracer dies at the top, and it's getting ridiculous. 6 kills to 0. The Gremlins, ladies and gentlemen, what on earth? I mean, Gavlo's team is obviously pretty much running top players in every single position, but still, against the Enjoyers, having such a strong showing right now, that's something. So they're taking away the opponent's camp from the looks of it, and if they pull that off, they're also getting additional globes. That's 14 now for Stitches. Chen at the bot lane is getting attacked. We have 26 stacks for Medivh, and up to now at least, everything just went perfectly for the Gremlins. Pumpkins are rotating in and start to take that bell tower down a notch or two. Chen saying hello. Experience gap, of course, established already. In comes Tracer. They want the kill, and no stun on Gavlo. He makes it out. Tracer's the one in trouble and gets killed by Anduin. By Anduin! It's like Nick Carter slapped you in the face or something. I mean, if somebody takes you on, then let it at least be Stitches or Dehaka, you know, somebody that you can possibly respect, but not Anduin. That's adding insult to injury, and if that doesn't create some nightmares, then I don't know what will. You're never going to live that down. People are going to make fun of you until the end of days. So now Chen is also dead, so is Chromie. That's a bell tower destroyed, and this is all happening just in time for the altar at the bottom of the map. It's a rough game. Very rough game for the red team. The Gremlins, I mean, it's always the 6.5 out of 10 factor on Towers of Doom. The comeback potential that is always existent on this map. It's the comeback map in the pool, but they need momentum in order to get there. Spray game is on point after we just had a helping hand. So they're funning around already. Medivh is nearly completing his baseline quest, which is of course going to be huge for them. Stitches is about to hit 20 globes, which means that he's also boosting his movement speed a bit. Just in time for them to try and get those gorge plays going. And yeah, could get an easy gorge going. Then the portal from Medivh. So this is really the moment where this is starting to become stronger and stronger. Let's not forget that with level 13, which is the next talent for the blue team, we're going to also get the hook range increased. Then once that increase is there, I mean, even better. Pumpkins escorted in, and 2 more shots fired. So, good for them. 25 to 36 points on the core. The Haka gets attacked at the top, has a quick lick, and Serdath is still alive. For now, at least. And a bit longer. There's apparently no fountain, and eventually dies, but they are rotating in with 2 heroes. There's already a bunker on the ground. They're going to wait that one out. Take down the minions. Can they get a kill here? I mean, at least Blaze could fall. But they're trying for Tracer, and they get her first. And they get both of them. Easy double kill. Double kill for the Gremlins as the red team is trying to retake the altar, the bell tower at the bottom of the map. 11 kills to 1 now. The Haka was actually the first one that got destroyed here. But now we have the 20 stacks for Stitches, which means movement speed has now been further increased. And the quest is also completed for Medivh. And they have level 13, so now the hook range increase is ready. Yeah, this is where it gets dangerous. We haven't seen a single Kidnapp play, honestly, but they got so many kills even without that. I'm not sure if that even matters. Shots are being fired, and they're actually trying to interrupt at the top. But, okay, the last one went through. Portal is out again. Trying to kick him away. And he's still fine. Use Burrow to dodge out on Chromie's temporal loop. But Stitches wants to have that Gorge finally, and there he gets it. Gorge is in, and there's no keg anymore for Chen, so he's definitely dead. Chen is dead. He is gone. And he delays it slightly. Nice survival instincts over there. But obviously no chance for him to actually sustain himself through that. Not without having a keg. If he still has his ult, then he can just move out. But in this case, not possible. The damage output for Tracer, we got nearly 20,000. 21,000, 22,000 for Hanzo. Everybody on the red team has at least died once. Tracer has died 4 times already. 1.5 level advantage for the Gremlins. And now more and more hooks just keep flying here. Trying to go for that long distance hook and get that Gorge follow-up. Tracer, talking about her, also has to be a bit careful. 14,000 damage from Medivh now. And again, pressure at the bottom of the map in an attempt to get the bell tower again. I mean, Stitches is also like trying to work that down quickly. Once he has Pulverize on 16, it's going to be even better for them. It has nearly another 1,000 HP here. I mean, we're looking at 28 stacks now on his level 1, so he's getting there too. He's getting more hit point heavy. They're trying to isolate him. With Medivh around, I'm not sure if he's really the perfect target for them. Already an arrow, there's the pull, and they go for Malfurion and they drop him. Yeah, well done. Isolation on Chen. They could get more here. The hook and Tracer in real trouble. She goes down too. Medivh actually the one that finished the kill on Malfurion and Tracer respectively. So now we have them closing on level 16, but they're absolutely toying with them. That bell tower is going to be reconverted at the bottom of the map with a double altar phase. Chen is dead, Chromie is dead, only Blaze survives. And this is just going to be mad amounts of damage now. They're going to lose 10 points on the core now. Both of these are going to be channeled easily, and good luck coming back into this game. It's not going to be easy given the fact that there's a 3-level gap between the two teams. So, first one is already taken, 5 shots fired, and they're working the middle just as Anduin is making a move to channel the second altar. So, yeah, tough times for the Enjoyers. They're already behind in the series. Chen, globe hungry as he is now, is going for more pumpkin camps. Wants the pumpkins too, of course. But that's 11 points on the core, and if the pumpkins connect, they're gonna find themselves in the single digits. And Chen is now at 31 stacks, so even more survivability than previously. And getting closer to 15% movement speed increase in total. So he's gonna go for full race car Stitches at some point. I mean, he's getting there. Gonna take a little bit longer, but still, he's already a threat. Especially with Pulverize now being available. Chromie dodging out on this a little bit. Pumpkins make it in, and they're on single digits on the core. But a nice move at the top, at least, for the red team, as they're taking a bell tower too. So it's a 4 versus 4 situation again. There's still the mid lane that is a bit low in HP, so they have to be careful around this. Medivh is providing vision and allowing, at least theoretically, Stitches to throw out a few more hooks and land them. But we have now 30,000 damage for Tracer, 34,000 for Hanzo. And the attempt to retake the bot lane bell tower. Slowly. 104,000 siege damage from Hanzo. And at the top, the next little fight for the boss this time. So the Enjoyers removed it from the map. Got themselves some nice damage against the blue team. But now the triple altar phase is coming up. And if Blaze now dies, if they're killing Blaze here, who still has a bunker available, that would be a disaster. So the bunker's burned down quickly. The Haka says hello. That fight is not over. The arrow completely missing though. So this fight is shaping up a little bit better for the red team now. But here comes the ley line. He's cheating as usual. Tracer gets exploded. Absolutely destroyed. And this might just be the beginning of the end here. They're losing Blaze. That's 2 heroes down. If more get eliminated, then this could be the end of it. Pumpkins are moving to the bottom of the map. That's more shots fired against the core, which is now down to 7 points. Blaze, Chromie, Shen, they're all gone. And now they can go for the bell tower. They don't even need it. The only thing that they need is 2 of the altars. Another shot already fired against the core with more pumpkins connected. And this is it. Malfurion is already giving up on this. Zugzi without any moves. They're going for the full channel. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is a 2-0 victory for the Gremlins as they move on to face off against the Raccoons. And the Enjoyers drop down into the losers bracket. GG.